it's a matter of, how do I put this puzzle together? I still have the same amount of, pieces as everybody else. How do I put it together?
Yeah.
But if you don't have 100% of the pieces, you don't have a picture. There's that one piece missing. You can't put it up in the wall.
Yeah.
How do I make that? So I love the challenge.
Is there a place where you're kind of residing in the online universe now too, where people can find you or what you're doing or what you're up to, you know?
I mean, LinkedIn is good, and Facebook. Like I said, I check people's birthdays,
Yeah.
but I'm more like, a few years ago we pitched, working on an animation project. We pitched a YouTuber to do one of the voices,
Hmm.
and you would think, YouTuber, big deal. Couldn't even afford them.
Wow.
Couldn't. There's no way.
Hmm.
You know what they asked for? 50% of the project,
Wow.
and a salary that I unheard of. Or like, are you serious? You're 16 years old. You have no talent. All you do is you're on social media. But the
Hmm.
following they have, you
Incredible.
know, and it kind of gives you a wake up call.
Yeah.
What these kids do. Like I don't know if you ever watched that movie Talk to Me.
Yeah, I don't think I have. I've heard the title, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's actually really good. The people involved in that, they're YouTubers. And my son for years ago, Dad, you gotta watch these guys. You gotta follow them. Get them into something. Get them into something. I go, it's not that easy to get these kids.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
go, once they have a following, they're hard to get to.
Yeah.
And they did talk to me and did amazing. He goes, I told you. I said, well, I wish it's not that easy. They
Yeah.
think you just pick up the phone and call them, right? But it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's sort of like a shifting of the balance of things because there was a day, a couple decades ago where if a film producer was calling you because you're doing something as a 16-year-old in your little pocket, you would have just been on the phone in like 10 seconds. But now, because of the volume of audience that people on
Yeah.
YouTube get, it's hard for the producers to get the attention of these guys who are just, flicking on a camera and talking to it.
Yeah. And that's why I think, like, as much as people say because of streaming, we're losing a lot, there's other opportunities.
Yeah,
These kids are making money from it.
yeah,
Even if you do shorts, but once you get a following, you get a following. And then people will come to you, right?
yeah.
It's just that maybe I'm not clever enough to do it, but other people are doing it and they're making it work. So I don't like people using the excuse of, oh, but streaming companies are controlling it. Well, then do something else. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
running
interesting.
into a brick wall. What are you going to do? Stop? No, you got to go around it, go over it. You got to get through the other side somehow, right?
Yeah. It's interesting you mentioned that because there's a guy and I can't remember his name right now. I guess you'll find what it is if I track him down again. But um, I got intrigued because he's a guy on YouTube who's a real advocate for just going out and shooting your movie on the weekend, and he is almost anti-budget. Which I mean, I don't know if I'd go as far as he would necessarily, on a personal level, but I really admire his spirit, and he goes out and shoots these films. You can tell they're shot on, his telephone or whatever, but he kind of does this challenge with himself to do 2 or 3 features a year or something. I don't know the exact number, but he's out there getting camera angles and shooting his dialogue and getting his friends involved. And they're going to locations and he's demonstrating that there really is no barrier because he's got a huge following,
Yeah,
and a lot of people are interested not so much because his films look like $1 million because they don't, but because people are more impressed now by people that have the courage to take the tools that are available and just go and do something and not use the "I don't have a budget" line as an excuse to not get something
yeah,
done. And yeah, but he even if he is rejecting the idea of doing something commercial, he's becoming a commercial success because of the volume
yeah.
of audience that he's attracting, right? So
which
yeah.
is which is good, but I mean, it makes it tough for people like you and I, because you're in front of the camera and behind the camera. So
Mhm.
for you to do something, saying, well, I'm going to shoot this on my phone with no money and blah blah, then people are going to say, oh, it has been actor, didn't make it, now he's doing this.
Right, right.
For
Yeah,
you, it's hard to do that, right?
that's right.
So
Yeah.
you're stuck in the middle of, I have some ideas, I'd like to do it, but then people look at you different, right? But when
Yeah.
you're young and you do these things, people are like more impressed than somebody that's been in the industry for a long time and he's doing this.
Yeah.
So it becomes tougher for people like us to do things like that.
That's
And
right.
probably I'm not that creative anyway to think of something that's going to make, all these young kids watch, right? And
Yeah.
follow, you know?
Well, and a lot of times I think it's about what aspect of the art form you were really excited about. Like for some people, it really is just going out and shooting something, and for other people, it's about the message or the content or the the creative imagery and how well you can do it. So there's all those different aspects. I
Yeah.
think, once you get to a certain point, you start thinking about the message maybe a bit more in your story. You start thinking about the craftsmanship in certain ways, and those things are important too. But I guess, like you're saying, with the young guys starting out, just having the courage to get out there and develop something is, that's a pocket that really needs to be demonstrated, especially at that stage, because it's what gets the ball rolling for you, right? So, yeah, yeah.
No, but you know what? That's what makes it interesting. Like people always ask me, "Oh, wouldn't you like to do this and win an Academy Award?" No,
Hmm.
I want to do it where I can go to the bank and cash my check,
Right.
right? Being honest, because it's a business, right?
Yeah.
And yes, it's entertainment, but it is a business. Like my grandfather owned one of the first movie theaters back in Malta back in 1902, right? So when my relatives found out, I'm in the business, oh, you're carrying the legacy. No, I just love the business. I love the people.
Mhm.
As tough as it is, I love the challenge, right? It's a matter of how do I put this puzzle together? I still have the same amount of pieces as everybody else. How do I put it together?
Yeah.
But if you don't have 100% of the pieces, you don't have a picture. There's that one piece missing. You can't put it up in the wall.
Yeah.
How do I make that? So I love the challenge. I wish sometimes it was easier.
Mhm.
We all do because we'll be working more. But at the end of the day, I enjoy it. I want to like I'm trying to create something, like I said, different,
Mhm.
different in a way where people say, "Oh, that's a great idea. I like to run with that sort of thing." And hopefully make a living so I can feed my family.
Yeah.
They gotta
Yeah.
eat.
That's the primary concern,
Yep.
especially these days. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
Amazing.
gosh.
Awesome. Well, look, Sylvia, is there anything else that before I kind of just direct people to, where they can find you? I guess it's going to be LinkedIn is probably the most.
Yeah, LinkedIn. I'm on IMDb. You don't see a lot of credits on IMDb, but there's a few there.
Yeah.
They can get to me through you. Doesn't matter. You know.
Okay, you guys can yeah, reach out if you're interested in hearing more about what Silvio's doing, and I'm definitely curious to hearing what happens with this project you're working on now. And yeah, well, and I look forward to another conversation down the line as well.
Well, email me your address and I'll send you a card.
Oh,
I'll send
great!
you an
I
invitation
I will do that after the call.
because it's a lot better than me just sending you an email. At least I
Awesome.
think.
Yeah,
I'd love
yeah.
to hear your opinion. You know.
Yeah, yeah, I would love to get a sense of that whole. I guess it's a little the whole experience because that's what you've kind of created for people there. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, just email it." No, won't email it. And then
awesome.
even people that were expecting it, to be honest, when they received it, they go, "Oh, I was so excited. I was invited to a wedding, and then I realized it's you." You know, seriously. So I think the idea works. Like the whole experience of going to the mail, getting an envelope, opening it up, and
Yeah,
we'll see where that leads, right?
I mean, I mean, I'm all about the idea of not copying things exactly because I think it's a great idea because it's original and no one's doing it. So, but I think that kind of outside the box thinking, getting people to, it's like creating a twist in a story. That's
Yeah,
why the twist works because you think you're into one thing and boom, something else is
yeah.
happening and
Well,
it's great.
when you're the little guy, you got to get the attention somehow.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
the only way for me to do it is come up with something where people go, "Oh, interesting," and
Yeah.
See where it goes from there, right? I just hope I capture them, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Amazing. Awesome. Well, please say hi to Kathy for me too, by the
I
way.
will.
If I had thought in advance of trying to set it up with all of us, it would have been nice to see her too, but maybe we'll catch her on another occasion. And thanks very much as well, Silvio, for coming on the
No
show and for
problem.
sharing with everyone. Really appreciate it. And to the rest of you guys out there, remember to fight the darkness, put truth in story, and we will see you next time.